Back here on the Locked On Steelers podcast, I'm Chris Carter here on Monday's episode with Arthur Moats, former Steeler, current guy that everybody loves, the Steeler Nation, as a guy who works at Steeler Nation Radio and so many other hats that he wears. Moats, before we get to Mock Draft Monday, I got to ask you, so we've been doing this thing with our guests lately. Mm-hmm. We have different hype trains that have been built up for free agent quarterbacks or quarterbacks, period. Just the quarterback that you think should be the quarterback of the Steelers next year. Now, officially now there's been several people online that have posed their ideas, and the ideas, we're going for alliteration, we're going for funny names. But I've been keeping track of our guests and who they suggest. So far, we have the Trubisky train offered by Tony Serino. We have the Wentz wagon from Mark Caboli. He's a Carson Wentz guy, and then Jenna Harner just on Friday introduced a new one. The Jameis Winston Jeep Wranglers. She went for double alliteration for JWJW. And I was like, that's creative. So I want to ask you now, are you on any of those hype trains, or are you about to build a hype train of your own?
Oh, man. So listen, all of those trains sound awesome. All of those trains sound very fun. But at the same time, I feel like all those trains have flaws in some part of their, makeup, some part of their fundamentals. And I personally don't want to ride a train that would potentially fall off the tracks. So call on that. So for me, I'm going to go with, I'm on the Money Malik Willis train. How about that? Okay. That's where I'm going to roll with Money Malik Willis. And the reason I say he's money is because when we're talking about quarterback play in the NFL, what have we seen, right? We've seen the guys that thrive are the ones that can make plays off tempo, off schedule, can, start to have that creative ability when a play breaks down. Malik Willis has that. That's the baseline that he brings to the table more than any other quarterback in this draft, and more than any of these quarterbacks that we're talking about potentially being able to realistically acquire. And the reason I say realistically, because we know when you start talking some of these quarterbacks, oh man, what about a Deshaun Watson? What about a Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson? It's like, come on now. As much as it's fun to talk about, we know at the end of the day, the Steelers, that's just not in their makeup right now. But Malik Willis, he runs like that. He's the type of guy that, hey, when you have an O-line that is questionable, like we've seen from the past, year to 2 years, realistically here in Pittsburgh, he can escape. He can make something out of nothing. His legs are proven. He showed that not just at Liberty, but then he went to the Senior Bowl where the competition is supposed to be the best of the best. So you couldn't use the excuse of him playing against lesser competition. He still went out there and shined. But also, we know he has a cannon for a arm.
He does have a cannon.
A cannon. Now, when I think of that, we understand the comparisons that people have thrown out there in terms of Michael Vick. I throw out Marcus Vick. I don't want to put him in the Michael Vick category. I say you're more the younger brother, but it's cool. But what I would say is this. I do think that, in terms of refinement, cleaning up his footwork, I think cleans up his accuracy way faster. And that is something that I've already seen Coach Mike Sullivan do in terms of Dwayne Haskins. Because when I think of Dwayne Haskins, when I watched his tape in Washington, his footwork was wildly inconsistent. Yeah. Some of the ways that he would jump, some of the ways that he was throwing off his back foot, crossing over in the pocket, just wasn't good mechanics. But you watch him in this preseason, this past season, and his mechanics were clean. His footwork was sharp and crisp. And that's where we saw a lot more consistency with his ball placement. I personally think that, hey, if Mike Sullivan could do that with a Dwayne Haskins, why can't he do the same exact thing with a Malik Willis?
My goodness.
And that's the part where I say if he can tap into that, along with this athletic ability that is game-changing, jumps off the screen already, now you potentially have something dangerous. Now you have the new version of the prototype quarterback in the NFL. So that's why I'm on the Money Malik Willis train, baby.
All right. So the only thing I have to say about this, everything you said makes sense. And also Mike Sullivan, you're absolutely right. He's definitely sharpening up those mechanics, and the Steelers are getting paid dividends. But I got to say, your name, the Money Malik Willis train, we need the alliteration of a vehicle that either has like a vehicle that starts with, because that's my one rule is that you're like it's a Jeep, it's a wagon, it's a train, something. So it can be the Willis Winnebago. It could be the Malik motorcycle.
No. Can I call it Maserati Malik? Can I pair with him?
There we go.
Yeah, because listen. Nothing about his play is basic. Nothing about his play is Winnebago. Nothing about his play is Mercedes Benz. Like, now we talking foreign engineering. We talking exquisite customization. We talking when he get up out of that thing. When he gets to running, what that thing looks like. That's acceleration. That's horsepower. That's a Maserati, baby. So we're gonna call him Maserati Malik then, all right?
That's the best name. I think you're the names now. We're gonna put the. I did. Funny enough, if you guys saw it on my Twitter, if you haven't, I did a poll based off of all three of those names. So far of the poll, we had 951 voters. Trubisky Train beat out one with 44.9%. Second place was Jameis Winston Jeep Wranglers, and Wentz Wagon came in last with 13%. But
okay.
Malik Maserati or Maserati Malik,
Maserati Malik, man, throw him out there, man.
I'm gonna put that out there soon. That's gonna be. All right, I have wasted enough.